A is for astronaut. A is for astronaut, the bravest of souls. They fly into space and assume many roles. They pilot, they spacewalk, and they even cut hair. But seeing Earth from our orbit, that will cause them to stare. B is for blast off, a powerful thing. When those engines are fired, it'll make your ears ring. There is smoke and vibration as we launch into space, and we do it with flair, with excitement and grace. The capsule's important, and it starts with a C. It's a tiny compartment, much too crowded for me. Our heroes will live there. Through all of their flight, they'll eat, sleep, and work in a space that's quite tight. For engineers and scientists, knowledge is key, and D stands for data, information we need. Be it numbers or symbols, we must send it to Earth, for it's there that trained people will determine its worth. For spacefaring astronauts, it's orbit or bust. To put us there quickly, we will need massive thrust. It takes many forms, be it fuel or the sun's rays, but it's E for the energy that will power our stays. As we soar into space, we see objects galore, but to land there and visit can be quite a chore. When we don't plan on stopping, we just wave and say hi, and zing right on past. That's an F for flyby. G is for galaxy. Ours is called Milky Way. Not named for the candy. It looks much like paint spray. It is shaped like a spiral filled with billions of stars. For us to explore it, we must travel quite far. Space helmets are crucial, and H is their letter. They're protecting our heads, so they must be built better. With cameras and visors to help with our sight, the headlights allow us to work through the night. When we zoom round the Earth, there's an angle we need. It's very important, not related to speed. Called inclination, it starts with an I, and it dictates over which part of Earth we will fly. To jettison means we throw something away, like broken equipment or an old solar array. Its letter is J, and it's like tossing out trash, which will hit the Earth's atmosphere and burn up in a flash. The 35th president, his last name started with K. John F. Kennedy was a man who had so much to say. He challenged our nation to do things that were hard, saying, "We choose to go to the moon, where our astronauts starred." After any space mission, we return to the Earth. We plan it in detail for all that it's worth. A safe landing is needed, and it starts with an L. When we're back here on Earth, oh, what stories we'll tell. Rocks flying through space, leaving bright yellow trails, need an M, 'cause they're meteors with very long tails. When they get close to our planet, with atmosphere near, they will burn up quite quickly and poof, disappear. The world loves outer space. It's a grand destination, and NASA's the group representing our nation. The N stands for national, and it gives us such pride when a rocket is launched with our flag on its side. Breathing in space will require a gas. It's represented by O in a chemistry class. We know it's called oxygen, and it keeps us alive, up in space or deep water if we go scuba dive. P is for planning, an absolute must. If NASA can't do it, the mission could bust. To know what you're doing and when it is due is an excellent practice for ground folks and crew. Q is for quasar, an incredible star. Quasar appear faint and red as their distance is far. They send X-rays and light to all corners of space, but their pull is so strong, not much light will escape. R is for rendezvous, meaning in space we will meet. To bring two ships together can be quite the feat. Using thrust from our engines, smart computers, and plans, If we do it correctly, crews can finally shake hands. Working outside in space is sure to impress. We call it a spacewalk, and its letter is S. Floating weightless with tools and a bulky white suit, we can fix and install things. It's really a hoot. To reach space destinations, one thing is a must. It frees us from gravity, and we call it thrust. Starting with T, it's the force we will need, as a fiery rocket gives our ship plenty of speed. U is for universe, the place we explore. Using spaceships and rockets, we are searching for more. New planets, new worlds, maybe beings like us. If we are to find them, then continue we must. V is for Voyager, to NASA space probes. They are still sending data, having long left our globe. They have passed all our planets. To deep space they have flown, and discoveries continue how our knowledge has grown. As we climb high into space, wind is always a force. Beginning with W, it may blow us off course. The rocket's computers will just move us a bit, so our target is always the place we will hit. X-rays are invisible, we can't see them on Earth. Their letter is X, and they have serious worth. Harnessed correctly, they let doctors see deep inside our bodies where problems may be. In spaceships, the color yellow with a Y is well known. It shows there's a caution with an alarm and a tone, but the crew won't be upset, nor scared or afraid. It's not usually a crisis, and the ground will give aid. Z is for Zulu, which represents time. It's our reference to England when London's clocks chime. As we fly round the earth, folks must know our day's plan, so we all set our watches to match that time span.